I want to start my college football takeaways with the University of Texas. I don't know how you walk away from watching that game on Saturday, Red River, and like we all had Oklahoma. Joke's on us. Tell you what, man. At 3-0, like midway through the second quarter, I'm like, oh, maybe we're onto something here. Whoa. The number 3 was important for Oklahoma, as it turned out, because it's the number they scored, and also it was their yards per play in the game against Texas. Did you know this? Texas this season, everyone wants to talk about like the Texas offense with Ewers and Arch, etc. They're allowing 6 points per game this season. 6 points per game. Playoff experience from last year, obviously. I think Femi, Texas, a justified 3.5-point home favorite coming up this weekend against Georgia. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to lay the 3.5 with Texas. Also doesn't mean I'm going to take the 3.5 with Georgia. I do have a betting thought on the game, and I will give it to you.
Texas is a freaking wagon. To survive the bet the underdog and Red River spot and to completely crush your rival in that game, really, really impressive stuff. And I thought what was most impressive, like you talked about the defense, Nick, like Quinn Ewers probably played like, what, a C- game in watching that game? Like, I would not come away impressed with Quinn Ewers. And Texas was never even close with what they did to Oklahoma. Now, it's still Steve Sarkisian, and I still worry about him in some of these big games. Like, let's see this Saturday and when we get back to a college football playoff. But right now, Texas a wagon, a justified favorite to win the national title over at the Sportsbook board in Vegas.
So Texas 3.5, 56.5 for 56 is the side in total here over at the Sportsbook Born in Vegas, BetMGM. So we will give picks for other games, but we have to cover the biggest game of the day in college football, biggest game of the season in college football. Femi, first word to you here. How are you looking to bet Texas and Georgia this weekend?
You know, this is one that I'm going to wait till the end of the week to place this bet, but call me crazy, but I think I'm going to mess with Texas. You know, I think I'm going to go ahead and fade them and back the Georgia Bulldogs. I don't know about Sark in a big spot against a really, really good team. Now, OU, of course, it's a big game. Red River's always a big game. One of the biggest games of the year. One of my favorite rivalries in all of sports. Like, I get it. But, like, now here comes Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs, who recruit on your level, coming into your building, and now you have to win, not just win the game, but you have to win by margin. Now that we're talking about 3.5 being the number. And also, like, who's the better quarterback in the game? Like, I've kind of criticized Carson Beck, but I think he's better than Quinn Ewers. And you're giving me Carson Beck with Kirby Smart against Steve Sarkisian? Like, to me, this is Georgia or pass. I'm going to wait because I think that there's a chance that we see Texas money coming into the market because everyone saw Texas look so amazing, and they were outstanding against OU this past Saturday. But if I can get a 4, I don't think it would go beyond that. Like, this is probably just we're going to hang out with this being a big game, and like, there's going to be interest on both sides. But for me, I'm going to bet the Georgia Bulldogs. Haven't done it now, but I'm waiting to do that. Georgia last week was really bad against Mississippi State. They gave up like 30-something points against the Bulldogs. I think that was just more so them looking ahead to this game. They've had this circle. They know that if they want to win the SEC, they have to win this game against UT. So give me the Bulldogs with this game. I'm going to take the 3.5 for better, but I'm going to wait to make the bet.
So, Femi, when you said you were going to mess with Texas, I thought that meant you were going to lay Texas, but no.
No, we're messing with Texas.
Oh, you're messing with Texas, all right.
Don't mess with Texas? I will.
I have heard your warnings, and I refuse to heed them. I, in fact, will mess with Texas.
I will mess with you.
And Tyler, I want to get your thought here on the game in a second. I am a little concerned let's say I liked Georgia, and you'll find out my opinion in a second. The fact that Michael Van Buren, as we throw up the 8, the Van Buren boys, shout out to all the Seinfeld fans out there, threw for like 9 million yards against Georgia this past weekend, coupled with like Alabama scoring 1 million points against Georgia a couple weeks ago. I worry that Texas is just going to fillet this Georgia secondary, and I get it that it's Kirby, and I get it, Tyler, that Quinn Ewers didn't look great last weekend, also his first game back from injury. So fascinated to hear, Tyler, your handicap here. Texas 3.5, 56.5 the total. Your early betting thought, and if you've placed a bet on this game.
I have not placed a bet yet, but like the under is getting bet right now. I want to take the over in this game. One thing that I've been talking about with Georgia all season is their secondary is like not what we think it is. They have Malachi Starks, who's going to be a first-round pick, but other than that, they've rotated a ton of guys, and it hasn't been great this year. We saw Alabama carve them up. I kind of like the over in this game. I'll wait for the under to get bet. But my one concern is if Quinn Ewers is still hurt. I don't think he is. He looked really rusty. That Georgia defensive line is ferocious, and they can get to anybody in the country. But if this under's going to keep getting bet down, I like the over here. There's playmakers all over the field on offense. The defensive secondary for Georgia scares me. I would bet the over in this game. In terms of a side, if you maybe a place to bet here, I would 100% take the points with Georgia here, 100%.
Oh God. Are we gonna do that? Like, are
Do
we
it.
like? Well, like you guys,
Uh-oh.
I bet Carson Beck Heisman 30.
Yeah.
With the expectation that he was gonna, like, he had all these games on the schedule coming up, or if he outduels, but like Georgia wins this game and they like win out. Like, how is Carson Beck not winning the Heisman? And you know what everyone's going to be saying about Beck that didn't bet him to win the Heisman Trophy? Soy un perdedor. We're all losers, baby. So why don't... Yeah, I won't say the next part because we're a family-friendly show. Joking on the splinters. I love Carson Beck. I think the thing... And Femi, I want you to tell me if you agree or disagree here. I think the thing that I feel most strongly about in this game, and I kind of agree with Tyler's thought on the over... is Texas's defense actually legit? I don't think like they're going to end the season allowing 6 points per game, but Texas's defense might be really good. Like maybe they hold Georgia down. How is Texas not scoring a lot in this game on Georgia? Is it just like fear that Ewers might be hurt? Like again, like Michael Van Buren, he of the boys. Michael threw for 400 yards this week against Georgia. How is Ewers not going to tear them up? Like, how is Texas team total over not a good bet in this game?
I think the over just in general, like I agree with Tyler. That might be the way just to bet this game because, like, let me read Texas's schedule. For like people out there, like obviously we all saw Texas destroy Oklahoma, but so far this season, Texas has played Colorado State, Michigan, and that Alex Orji, Davis, Warren, whatever hodgepodge offense, UTSA, UL Monroe, Mississippi State, and then Oklahoma, who has a quarterback that I don't even think knows what the forward pass is. Like this has not been like some murderer's row of offenses that they've faced. So yes, credit to the defense. They did what they're supposed to do. But I also think they haven't seen anything close to what Georgia's offense can do. So maybe it's the over, but I just like Georgia getting more than a field goal because on the other side for Texas, it's my guy 7-win Sark, Steve Sarkisian, who always comes up short in these big games. So give me Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs, who, if they want to win the SEC, once again, they didn't do it last year. I'm sure they want to do it this year. If they want to win the SEC, they have to win this game. I like Georgia.
And if I were single, like I'd want to be with Sydney Sweeney. Like it doesn't mean that that's going to happen. Like they could want to win the SEC.
Yeah, but Georgia's capable.
To? I don't know. Shut up, man. What a jerk. Also, he's right. So I think you guys know, like that I want to bet Georgia in this game. Like I want to. I don't know if I can get there just yet. I think my betting thought right now with this would be Texas team total over. I reserve the right to change my mind. Everyone goes through down stretches, but you know what? We've got two rules on the show. Two primary commandments of You Bet or You Bet. One instituted by you, the other by me. Femi's never look away. No matter how bad a game is getting, you never look away, which I think is really funny. Mine is never stop firing. Now, of course, gamble responsibly. Bet responsibly within your means, but never stop firing because you're going to have bad streaks and you bet your way out of them.